Hello and welcome to Britt and Toni Art. I'm Toni.
And I'm Britt.
And today we're going to be painting a peacock in our journal.
That's right. And we're going to start as usual with just gessoing both our pages. We're going to do a double spread today.
We are.
Which we haven't done before. I've got a template. Toni's going to do freehand. She's very brave. I'm not very good at freehand. So we got a little bit of variation there. And the gessoing of the page we do because we want to strengthen the page and the colours takes better. I've chosen pink for my background and I'm going to cover both the pages with pink, but I thought I would just mention about the different type of paints. If you see these marks, you see that's got a square and it's only half. That means it's not fully transparent, but it covers quite well, while this mark here, when it's a full square, then it's not transparent. It will cover the page really well. That's half, so it covers pretty well, but it's a little bit transparent. And then if you have an empty square, did it nearly fall down, Toni? Good save. Then it's transparent paint. So we would use this more on the top, but use a good cover for the bottom.
I'm going to be using this aqua colour, like a turquoise, and it's a really nice colour, but you can use any colour for your background. And we're also going to be doing the 2 pages as Britt's mentioned, so this paint is going to be on both pages.
I thought I'd just quickly mention about the painting palette we're using today. It comes in a block like this, and you can just tear them out, which are really handy, especially when you're traveling, and we use it when we don't have much space. But you can also use obviously paper plates or other palettes, and this is another favorite because it's so big and got so many little compartments. We use that a lot as well. And to get rid of the paint, you can just use tape to press down and lift it up.
I'm just going to try drawing my peacock freehand. I've not drawn a peacock before freehand, so I'm just going to have a go.
So I've covered it with pink now, and I'm going to put my peacock down. I'm not as brave as Toni, so I'm going to use, I've looked at the picture and I'm kind of using a template. And then I use carbon paper to transfer it to my page. So it's going to go about here, I think, to go over the 2 pages. So we're going to start by filling in some blues and greens with some acrylic paint on our peacocks, and then the feather bit at the tail we're going to use cutout paper. And I love peacock feathers. They're so beautiful, aren't they? They go like,
they are
almost like an eye in them.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yes, and I believe you brought some glitter as well, so we can always decorate them a bit with that.
Yes, I've got some glitter with me.
So have you seen peacocks in real life?
I have, yes.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're amazing, and
they are lovely. We went on holiday to Norfolk a couple of years ago, and they were walking around in the streets there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, apparently they're not described as wild birds, but I think they used to be pets, and they've been let loose from or escaped from manor houses and things like that. So they were wandering the streets there, and we walked to the pub to have some dinner. And when we came back, we thought, where are all the peacocks gone? And we looked up, and in a tree, they were actually sitting on all the branches.
Were they?
It's like a peacock tree.
Oh, how lovely. Oh, maybe we could do a peacock tree next time.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
That.
It was so amazing. And then on the ground, you had all the peacock feathers. So we picked a few, and I've turned one into a picture.
Oh, how lovely.
I'll show you later. But yeah, they are very special birds.
I find it really helpful to use a reference photo. And this photo here is a photo that Britt took. So I'm just using that to help me with my painting. And in this photo there's some lovely green, so I'm just going to put some green here. So that's that part of the bird, so I'm just gonna probably do my green about this much, I think.
I'm starting to plan some of the feathers for my peacock, and I'm using some of my leftover papers, and I like these scissors. They've got a pattern on them, so we get these nice edges. So the plan is to do those kind of cutouts all the way up here, and maybe do one inside the other one.
I've just finished painting in my peacock now, and I've done a little bit of gold here because in the photo that Britt had, it has a nice shimmer of gold on his back there, and I did try my best to do his face and his little beak. So now what I'm going to do is I've cut out some little shapes, and I'm just going to make these for his feathers. So these are really great scissors. I love these. These come in a set, and there's all different ones. You can use plain scissors, of course. You don't have to use these curly scissors, but they just make a really lovely edge, don't they, with the scissors. So I'm just going to cut them out, and then a bit like when we've done our tree, we're just going to do one leaf and then another leaf on top. But of course you can draw in the eyes of the feathers, but today I'm just going to use these little cutouts. How are you getting on with your feathers?
I'm nearly done.
Are you?
Well, I think I'm going to double them up like we did with the tree. Are you doing single ones or?
Oh no, I've done the 2 pieces of cutouts, because when I done the tree I didn't do 2. I started and then I finished the rest of the tree with just single cutouts. So this time I'm doing double.
2. Yeah, it's nice because it makes a contrast, doesn't it?
Yeah, I really like it. It's really nice, and I'm trying to do a little bit of green because I know that they have their eyes. But anyway,
in the feathers, yeah. I mean,
we'll
this is like a fantasy.
That's right.
A peacock, because I've got pink and green and all colours, but.
Yes, and you can layer up more than 2 layers if you like, or you can use pens, you can use anything you like to make the feathers. Or pastels. And we're also really excited to share that we've just written our first ebook.
Woohoo!
Yay! And it's available now on Etsy.
Yes.
And we've been working on it for a while, and we're really excited.
Yes, it's you can find it on Etsy. It's called Mixed Media Art Journaling. It's 12, not 10, 12 step-by-step art techniques. And these are mixed media techniques that are used by loads of different artists. They're not art techniques, but we've kind of collected some of our favourites. And these are things that we use all the time, and it makes such a difference to the page using some of these techniques. So yeah, please go and have a look.
I'm using these acrylic marker pens to create the top detail here. So I'm just using lines because you can use any pens, but these go very well on top of the paint. And then I'm also going to add some little gems as well. So you can just do some paints on here, but I'm going to glue some gems. Oh, now I've smudged it, but that's okay. I'm going to going to cover up my smudges with some gems. I'm going to add some gems here just try and make some eyes on top there of my cutout. So I'm just going to use various colours of green and purple and the yellow.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I really like these because they're very sparkly, and they might give an impression of eyes. We'll see at the end. There we go. This is one of the techniques that we've listed in our ebook. It's a very simple one. It's just using a piece of bubble wrap and dabbing a little bit of paint on. And I'm going to just highlight my page just a little bit, just to give it a bit of texture.
To get some more texture and life on the page, I'm going to do some splattering. This is one of the things that I really like to do, but I have to cover the things I don't want to splatter. So I think if I do like that, and all this is some acrylic paint that has watered out a bit of green and white. And I want a little bit there, and just knock it on my finger. And I think I like the same in the middle here. I don't want to squash that page, so just go like that. Dip it in the paint, water. Look at that. I'm going to do this kind of different lengths, like so. And then on the top, I will just pick. Well, I think I would have liked that to be maybe a little bit darker blue, but that will work.
I sort of wanted to blend this harsh edge and make it a little bit softer. So I'm just going to try with some green.
That's nice, it's like the feathers coming out a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long to do them, so I'm just going to try a little bit and then I'll go back in with the blue. And then I'll add some glitter.
I like to use a fan brush for the feathers, so I've got some leftover Parisian blue paint, so I think if I just fluff it a bit like that. I said don't be afraid to shine, and I'm adding lots of glitter. I said I had finished, but I don't like the sharp edges here, so I just use a little brush pen just to frame it in like that. Oh, maybe I should use a ruler, but it doesn't have to be that neat. So I do this one, and I do the same here. And if I was going to do anything else to this page, I might do some oil pastel just to frame it in here, but I think I'll leave it like this. I keep saying that I've finished, but I thought I'd like a frame. It kind of looks a bit empty there, so I'm just using an oil pastel. I'll rub it around the edge like so, and I'm only going to do it where I won't do it here where the feathers are, because you can't really see it there, but where it's just pink. And I think the yellow goes well with here as well. And then after I put it down, you just smudge it with your fingers. And that gives a nice colour there.
We hope you've really enjoyed this video today. Thank you ever so much for joining us.
Don't forget to click subscribe and a thumbs up for like if you liked what you saw and you like to follow us to see some more. Bye!
Bye! Hello everyone, this is our new ebook that is now available on Etsy.
It's called Mixed Media Art Journaling, 12 Step-by-Step Creative Techniques.
We have posted the details for our ebook on the descriptions of our videos on YouTube and also on the bio as well.